Your love, I'm gonna make you mine. There's something special about your love. I think it's one of a kind.
Welcome back to another episode of My Plus One. Again, it's Lisa Lovely and Mac, and we are heading for more house shopping. If this is your first time coming to our channel, we are new, fairly new. Now it's been about 6 months that we've been living in Central Florida, but we are renting and we are looking for areas that we kind of want to narrow down. So when we do meet a realtor, we can kind of tell them we like this area, look, in this price range. And really, we don't care about like the style of homes. We're not like, oh, I need modern, because you know, we're kind of in for like a fix-up kind of thing. But we're gonna drive around to a couple areas in Kissimmee and St. Cloud today. Yeah,
pretty much.
I'm not good at using your phone, and I'm just like, yo, I feel like I'm wasting time using your phone and asking you like how things work. So,
bro, that's why we don't know how nothing works. Cause when I ask
well,
you how it works,
you're not helping me either.
But I'm driving, babe. Ask me what you asking me. I don't know what you don't know.
Let me tell you something. You know what's funny? He's like, oh, this is how we don't learn people's phone. I know his phone better than you even try to even learn my phone.
No, you don't. You really don't. And the only reason you can do more on my phone is because my phone is more user-friendly than Apple phones.
Wrong.
Bruh, how do you get back on a page?
On yours?
No, on your phone. How do you get back from... How do you go to the last page you were on the internet?
Touch this screen.
No, don't lie. How do you go back on your phone?
I don't have a button, but I can go back.
You have to touch the screen a certain way and then slide it back and then get the option and press it to go back on there. How do you go back on my phone? You just press the little arrow on the corner of the phone.
So how do you get to the directions? I can plug it in, right?
I don't know how to do that from Zillow. I don't think you can do that from Zillow.
No, I'm talking about the directions.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're using the address from Zillow, right?
Yeah.
It's not like Realtor, like how Realtor you could just press the button and it'll just go to thing there.
You press this home.
It goes under the KB.
You press this home.
Oh, crap.
And it brings you to the map.
But is it giving you directions or is it just showing you the map?
Yeah, you give me directions right now. You have to press this home.
So what you don't know how to do on my phone if you teaching me how to do that, bro?
I'm teaching you one app. And I have the patience to learn. I'm just saying I do it quicker. I do it quicker than yours. You don't have the patience.
Your phone hardly makes any sense. People that have Apple phones refuse to admit that the phone is not user-friendly.
Not true.
It's about as user-friendly as like old Motorola phones used to be.
Okay. First thing is I'm like, yo, I'm going south. Alright? So I'm like, I'm going further south. Like I already feel like we're south and away from like everything cool in Orlando to go further south. It's only if this is what you're saying, what you're telling me is like, oh, but you're going south east, so you're getting closer to like east, like Orlando, like, you know,
yeah,
we're getting closer to Orlando. Over here looks very nice, but this is Osceola County.
I like how she telling me like I'm not the one that wanted to come over here and look at it.
Osceola? No, Poinciana is Osceola.
Osceola is huge and it stops before Orange County.
Turn right. We're in Polk County. Davenport is Polk County.
Yeah, but Polk County ends way over there.
This is what I'm saying. It's Poinciana.
I think so.
Oh, Osceola.
I think so. I don't know for a fact.
Over here looks like a country Kendall. 2 miles. Over here is very nice.
Seems better than where we at. That's what I can tell you.
This is very nice. What is this?
Now, how far it is from everything? Different.
It's like a community center, like a. This is very nice.
Your ass didn't even want to drive over here, bro.
Oh, that's the neighborhood thing.
did not even want to drive over here, and I'm like, bro.
Oh, look how cute that is. There's like a park down there with the riding. You see it?
Yeah.
And it's wide enough that you could probably have a golf cart down there. I can't see it anymore. I think it goes into the bushes. But that's probably one of the...
So look how civilized this looks.
Yeah. The street looks nice. There's
Osceola County, I'm telling you, and some of and Orange County, them counties are put together. Polk County, I think it was already a rural county.
Yeah.
So it's like it's gonna take a while for them to catch up.
So this is the thing. So comparing it to South Florida, Polk County reminds me of like a big Southwest Ranches. We like to keep it rural. We're going to keep it rural. But the leave it as that. We'll give you a little lights here and there, but we're keeping it rural.
Is Southwest Ranches is a very small part of Davie, which is a very small part of Broward County. You get what I'm saying? Okay. Polk County is the whole county was rural until recently, and even the part that was built up was where all the workers live, where they're coming down there and they go down to actual real Davenport, not like where we live, Davenport, where we live in like City. Davenport, but we live in like Logman. Like, so we judging this whole place, but like we live in like this very specific corner of the place. It'd be like if we lived in Pembroke Ranches and said like, and we're like, oh, can't deal with Pembroke Pines. That's like, that's not an accurate depiction of Pembroke Pines. You just turned it on late.
What do you think about over here? Street lights?
Older.
It has some street lights.
Yeah, but I don't hate it over here.
Oh, look at that though. That's horrible looking.
That's a no HOA thing though. That's what that is. Like, yo, you can't tell these people nothing. So if they don't keep it up, they don't keep it up. This is what the Blue House we're going to, right? I believe so.
Yeah, this is nice.
Over there, not bad. It's not super great, but it's not bad.
So guys, this is Poinciana area. We're kind of just driving around and exploring, like we said. Okay, these are the things that we're kind of getting caught up about, or like I'm getting caught up about. It doesn't have sidewalks down the actual streets. I don't know if you see that. It's another new construction lot. On this main road, on the left side, I don't know if you guys can see that, some sidewalk. On the right side, there's none. When you go down the actual, that's the big house. When you go down the actual like streets, there's no sidewalk. When you have a young kid, especially when they're trying to learn how to ride a bike, those are things that I'm trying to, I consider. I'm like, oh, we go for evening walks. We go for, like plays and stuff like that.
This looks silly. Like, you just have the sidewalk just end, though.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So now you're going down. Okay, so we're going to turn so you can see that. So, like, this is a road that you're like, there should be a sidewalk, right? The culture of this community, maybe it doesn't warrant a lot of children to be playing on the road. Maybe everyone kind of plays in their backyard, because when you drive and look through the people's like on the side of their homes, a lot of people have play like the jungle gyms or whatever, I think that's what they call them. So maybe kids don't really play out in the front of their yard. Everyone kind of comes over and they go to the backyard. Fine. I never grew up like that. I grew up like we used to play on the street. You know what, actually, Three Lakes didn't have sidewalks. I think that's why I'm like, I hated that. So when cars used to drive and like towards like as I got older, people used to drive down the street, like, and I used to jog in the neighborhood, and I'd always be like, oh, I'm like jogging in the middle of the road.
If you miss South Florida.
Okay, this area we've noticed a lot of Cubans. A lot of Puerto Ricans, and where Puerto Ricans are, I'm hoping there's gonna be like Puerto Rican supermarkets, which for me is important to have Caribbean supermarkets. So it is far from like BJ's and Costco, further than what we are originally getting right now, because BJ's is 40 minutes technically from where we are, which I'm already like, yo, I think we far from like wholesale places already. Seems to be a diverse from what we're passing and seeing. The neighbors that are outside, there's people of color. A lot. We've seen a lot of Puerto Rican flags. We've seen a lot of American flags. We have seen a lot of new construction, so we know that there are lots that are selling. We saw one lot that was for $63,000. And if you are building a home in Central Florida, kind of post, like, oh, I'm not doing a new construction in a community. I bought some land. Tell me how much it costs to build a home. Is it 300, 400,000?
I don't think it's that much, because I think.
So then why don't we consider that buying a lot? Just so you know that we have to rent for longer, and you're putting that into your, calculate that into your cost of building the home. Then
I think that's going to be a lot of money.
That's what I'm saying. So
because you're talking about, no, you have to draw permits, this, that, blah blah blah.
So it's not okay. So it's not a lot of money necessarily, but it's a lot of cost.
It's a lot of time,
opportunity cost.
Because if they're missing out on pieces for the house or
yes.
their thing, then
and I found a contractor that now the contractor,
that's a serious.
The contractor is missing or whatever. So today's been a good day. It really has. We got to see a lot of areas that I've been kind of fighting. Dan is really happy because he knows that I'm usually like, no Poinciana, no Kissimmee. And Kissimmee's huge. I've literally said this a million times. Like, Kissimmee is huge, and it's confusing what area is Kissimmee, what area is Poinciana. But we drove around a bit of Poinciana, and we both agree that Poinciana is a little too far south for us. We want to get closer north, towards like actual like main Orlando. So we got to see some areas of Kissimmee, particularly this area called like Pleasant Hill, that I've kind of seen and not really sure where it was. And we got to drive around and kind of feel out the area. When we say we feel out, we're feeling out the area. As you can see, we were looking at if there are sidewalks, if there looks like there's children, how the schools kind of look. When do they look old? You know, are they small? Do they look a little more modern? Like how the people that are like, you know, that are outside, like how do they look? Are they friendly when you pass by and stuff like that? So that's really what we're doing when we're like surveilling the area. But we are just trying to find out if we kind of can fit in. And I think that's important that you're moving to an environment that is welcoming, an environment that is diverse. You know, as minorities, we found ourselves looking at areas in South Florida that when we drove around, people would look at you, like literally stare you down and make you feel very uncomfortable. And you never want to feel that way when you're just moving in. And you definitely don't want your children to be growing up in an area where they feel like an outsider. So driving around these areas, and they're like, hey, we are black people. Are you okay with us driving around and looking at us? And, you know, my sister and I have had this debate, like, do you move in an area and you're just like, oh, this is, you know, who we are. We are a black family. That is what we, you know, that is who we are. Like it, love it, or whatever. Or do you want to move in an area where they're embracing diversity, where they're embracing new cultures, new people, and they're like saying welcome? And for us, we want areas that are like that that are welcoming, that are young families, you know, because we are a young family. And that's, you know, kind of what we are doing when we're driving around and trying to find our fit. And because we're a young family, we understand that, like, you know, things can change, economies can change. We're hoping to find a more affordable house in, preferably for me, an older area, because I do want a more established area. I want a home that has like tree-lined streets and like sidewalks and stuff like that, which can lend to be more expensive in some areas, or in an area that you're willing to like fix up and you don't mind it being an older home. So like that's what we're kind of finding. And Williamsburg for me is like that happy medium, is that you are close to you know, the South Chase area, which is another older area, and you are sandwiched to like the SeaWorld side, where you're gonna find International Drive and other things that are like more hip as you get closer to I-4 and stuff like that. So we're feeling out this area still, and even though we've been here for 6 months, I feel like we're still finding new areas, because like I said, Pleasant Hill really was pleasant today. It really was an eye-opener as to like the beauty of Kissimmee for me. And again, you know, I told Dan, I think Poinciana is too far away from everything we want. So we've kind of Poinciana out, and Kissimmee, I'm exploring more Kissimmee. Yeah, but what other stuff we did today We went and ate at a restaurant called Flavors of Jamaica. It has 4.5 stars. It is in like Bonaventure Lakes area. Really good food. I have really, to be honest, have really bad experiences with Caribbean / Jamaican restaurants down south. They always have a lot of attitude, don't have the food you want, and then giving you attitude like, oh no, you should have been here at 10 o'clock in the morning when we had that. So I was really sick of it, and I really didn't support a lot of Jamaican restaurants because of that. There's one in particular, I'm not going to really even call the name of it, but like I was really like, yo, I'm not going to come here and spend my $30-40 and I have to like compromise on what I came here to eat. So I just kind of try my best to make what food I can make. But sometimes you're like, I don't want to cook Jamaican food. I want to go somewhere and have somebody cook it for me. So this one was like a nice, like pleasant, like, you know, they were helpful, the food was there. They didn't have it, they were making more in the back. We went there around 2 o'clock, so that's after lunch, and they were like replenishing. So I really do appreciate that. The food prices for food everywhere is expensive, so get over it. But it was good. We had oxtail. So Dan had oxtail, rice and peas and cabbage, and then I had a fried fish, rice and peas and cabbage. I didn't eat my rice, but I tasted it. It was really good, and then the cabbage was really nice. We have some leftovers. I might show you the pictures of the leftovers, but I was really hungry. I didn't get a chance to like take pictures and do all that stuff. But it was good to find a Jamaican restaurant that had what, you know, I wanted to eat. So thank you, Flavors of Jamaica. Good job. We are going to be heading towards Dr. Phillips area probably again, because you know I love me some Dr. Phillips. Okay, so we're taking a quick break from house shopping. You know, you got to think about the little one, and imagine being locked in a car for a couple hours driving around to different neighborhoods can be a little rough. So we're giving him a little playground time before we head back down to Davenport, which can be anywhere from like 15 minutes to an hour and 20 minutes because of traffic. It's around like 6 o'clock now, so you know how traffic can be. Yeah, so giving him a little break and enjoying this like park in this area called Bay Lake, I think it is. Sandy Hill, Bay Lake, or Sand Hill. It's in Dr. Phillips Boulevard in a really nice community, but just giving him a little breather. Yay! He's going the whole he did a whole tour of the slides, 3 different slides. No, you have to go all the way up. 1, 2, 3. Yay! No, that's a full joy laugh, boy. Swing, swing. Sandy Springs Park. Thank you. So it's been a productive day. I love when we can explore and find new little areas. Point number 1, Poinciana is not for me. Point number 2, Polk County is really not for what we kind of want in our lives. You know, what we're leaving in South Florida, we want that and a little bit better, with aspects of like what we left South Florida for like the Central Florida version of it. And we really do love Williamsburg and Dr. Phillips area, some places in South Chase. Dan really loves Kissimmee, and he's like always trying to like open my eyes to it. So yeah, productive day.
I think it's one of a kind. There's something special about your love. I want it